Welcome back. Our next guest is also a second-generation entrepreneur, instrumental in spearheading PI Industries' transformation from a manufacturer of generic agrochemical formulations to offering CRM services to global innovators and a strong rural marketing and distribution network in India. Let's take a look at the remarkable journey of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2014 Life Sciences and Agrochemicals Award.
When his father ventured into the pesticide manufacturing business, 23-year-old Salil Singhal was given the responsibility of the marketing function.
I remember, I think 67 or 68, he just said that we have got a license now to undertake some pesticide formulations in Agra, where we have some family land, which is where we are going to put up the factory, and I want you to get into the train tomorrow and go there. I think I was all of 23, 22. So I went there on my own, checked into a hotel and began to start looking after a pesticide formulation unit which was still under construction. And that's where I began. And after 3 years, that factory was taken over by my uncle who shifted back from Udaipur to Agra, and I came back to Udaipur, took up the marketing business of Pesticides India. That was the name of the company. And in those days, the business was to be only through government tenders, but then governments, because they were selling pesticides to the farmers at 100% subsidy for the purpose of popularizing the concept, but gradually they started withdrawing the subsidy and the industry was expected to create its own infrastructure of marketing. That's where I got involved, and I started working from Gujarat. And from Gujarat, I spread the entire marketing setup throughout India.
Not satisfied with just manufacturing and marketing pesticides, Salil Singhal decided to diversify the business into custom synthesis.
The core was to build on the company's two strengths, or if I may say, two true competencies. Our one strength was our credibility, and the second was that because we had done a lot of work in chemical synthesis for the reverse engineering of pesticide molecules which had gone out of patent, we had put up a small but a very effective team which could undertake process research. I traveled to Japan, which I used to in any case do once or twice a year, because we used to represent Japanese companies in India for marketing of their pesticide products. We would import it, formulate it and sell it here. So I had good contacts there, and I met with this gentleman in Mitsubishi Corporation who was the agent for the Japanese companies. And I told him, I said, Nakano-san, I am looking to do this business. And he was taken aback. He said, how can you do this business of custom synthesis? I have to come and see what you have. So I went back, and he came to India, and he spent 2 days in Udaipur with us. And I asked him, I said, Nakano-san, so what do you think? He said, paused for a second, and I said, much better than I thought. So he said, okay, you come to Japan and we will do something. So a couple of months later I went, and here goes the credit to this fantastic man called Nakano. He took me to meet with the president of Sumitomo Chemicals, a then $10 billion company. So finally we tied up a contract. I will never forget. It was $670,000 of supply in the first year for 3-year period every year. And we had to spend about 5 crores rupees to make the factory. I told my people, we've got to go ahead. We must build this factory. So we began building this in our Panoli, Gujarat facilities, where we had put up a factory. And that was the beginning of our custom synthesis business diversification. But another very interesting thing happened almost simultaneously. As soon as I finished this contract, I got a call from Mr. Nakano again from Mitsubishi that a very large pharmaceutical company had discovered an outstanding rice herbicide, weedicides. And they were getting it manufactured in China and in France. The French costs were too high, and the Chinese quality was too bad. So what had happened, they developed the molecule in the lab, and I rushed the sample to Tokyo, and within days I got a very excited Mr. Nakano to tell me that this company is very keen to meet with us to work out the business deal. And what they offered me after protracted negotiations was, we give you orders for 10,000 kilos at $85 a kilogram. That means $850,000. I said, but what about future? No guarantee. If you want it, take it, but we tell you only one thing. If you do well, if you make the right quality, if you give us the right time supplies in time, we can give you bigger orders for future. It was a job to put together the finances, put together the manufacturing plant, because it was a very big facility. We had never worked with such a large manufacturing unit. We had never worked with some of the chemical processes required. We managed to produce this 10,000 kilos, shipped it in time and of a quality which excited our customer. But what did the account books show? We lost money. But then when I went to Japan, after a lot of discussions and negotiations, I was very pleased to get an order for 60,000 kilograms and a long-term agreement that they shall source this product from PI for next several years. And what was the result of the balance sheet or the account book of this plant next year? The cost of production had come down to $40 and we made excellent profits.
Today, with 7 manufacturing facilities, operations in India, Japan and Europe, 7 new molecules and 15 new products in the pipeline, PI Industries has a market capital of 6,200 crore rupees.
I mean, it's always a dream of Indian companies to be a billion-dollar company. I think we are right on the path there, so we're working on that, and certainly I will be concentrating a lot now on certain areas of social work, and to me the biggest challenge India faces is skills shortages. I am now going to be driving skills development as a major activity for the company.
Well, a big congratulations to all the winners, and thank you very much for sharing your stories with us. On that note, it's a wrap on this episode, but not without a promise to be back next week with more exhilarating, game-changing stories. Till then, do keep watching CNBC TV 18.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.